Hey everybody! So I'm really excited to be doing this live stream. It is snowing like crazy. Like we probably already have a foot of snow and it's still going strong. So I figured I'm not going anywhere today and it would be fun just to do a little live stream here on Hallmark's podcast and talk about 128 Christmas movies that I saw in 2022. So let's dive in. Let's get going. I'm going to go over these low ones pretty fast because I just don't like being super negative for long, but I do have the chat room open so you can add your comments. And also, you can do a super chat if you feel so inclined. That would be great. So let's get started. Let's go. Okay. At number 128, I have a movie called Another Christmas. I never reviewed this on the podcast because it just felt mean. Uh, Everything about this movie is pretty terrible, but I don't know. I mean, I think it was just people like with their friends, like making a movie because the lighting is so bad, the sound mix is so bad. It's not really a movie. It was tough to watch. So it's at 128, 127. I have Merry Swissmas. This was pretty terrible movie on Lifetime. I like the actors with Jodie and Tim Razan, Jodie Sweet and Tim Razan, but I didn't like the story. I didn't like that she feels like she can tell everybody how to live their lives, even though she'd broken up with the boyfriend. She can tell her friend how to live her life, and all the Swiss stuff was laughable. I mean, it was literally like usually mentioning some kind of food in passing. The whole thing was shot in like one house. I don't know, it was terrible. Then next, 126, I have The Holiday Dating Guide. I really didn't like this movie. I think it was written for somebody younger. The way she has this like roommate who's like her gay BFF and there whenever she needs somebody. And they were trying to make Maria Menounos seem younger. She had on like a really big ponytail and just like super perky, which was just annoying. And I didn't think they had any chemistry with the guy, who was pretty good, but I did not like it at all. At 125, I have A Magical Christmas Village. I did not care for this movie. I didn't think the script was very good. I felt like Allison and Luke, who should be such a great match, they didn't get to spend very much time together. And then when they were together, it was very awkward, and I just hated all the fighting between the mother and daughter. It was really unpleasant and not magical hardly at all. So I just didn't care for that film. And then we have, let's see here. Um, so then we have at 124, I have Holiday or Hotel for the Holidays. This one is definitely one of the most disappointing. It should have been so much better with this great cast. Madeline Pesh and Mana Masood, Max Lloyd-Jones. Just a really great cast, Jane Eastwood, and written and directed by Ron Oliver, who usually is amazing. But I just thought it was very boring. Very little happens. She's like, you follow her along looking for a new hotel. And, you know, Mina's not in it that much. And so there's not much time to develop chemistry. It was just, I just didn't think the script was there. And at 123, I have Sweet Navidad. This was on Lifetime, and I just didn't feel the chemistry at all. And the food wasn't very well done, the food making scenes. And I just wanted them to like put their hair up at the time. And her like forgetting to place her order like made no sense. This is like this huge thing in her life. And I can understand forgetting an ingredient but the whole order, I would have been really mad at her too. So that ended up at 123. 122, I have All Saints Christmas. I guess I didn't like this as much as other people seem to have, but I thought it was really poorly made. And Ladisi, she's 50 years old, and they were acting like she was the same age as as Trezzo Maharo, that they were the same age. It was just weird to me. I just didn't think that she had any chemistry with the guy, and the script just wasn't there for me. So 122. 121 is a weird one. It's called I Believe in Santa. And this was on Netflix. And it stars a married couple. So that's sort of confusing because they didn't have chemistry at all, as we've seen that a bunch. But this was just a nutty movie. There's some so bad it's good, I think, potential in it because it's just nutty. But the idea of this grown man kind of believing in Santa Claus like so strongly, and like and the way they equate it to God, believing in God, it was just a lot, I thought. And so I don't know, it wasn't very good. Then we have at 120, I have A Christmas Open House. This is one of the Discovery Plus movies. And I prefer pretty much the HGTV movies just were not as good as the Food Network movies. And I thought that it was the two stars who I don't know were the Napiers were added in a very clunky way. It was obvious they like were shot in different places, and it was just clunky. And I didn't think there was any chemistry between these two leads. It was just kind of boring. So, 119, I have The Christmas Clapback. This is another one that I felt was really poorly made. There were some interesting ideas in there, but the sound mix was terrible. It was hard to hear what the characters were saying a lot of the times. And it's another example of sort of these catty women that you would see on BET Plus. And that's not my favorite depiction, but they had a lot of that this year. At number 118, I have A Christmas Present. This was the Candace Cameron Bure movie. I watched this via screener that I got. And the problem with this movie is that people just don't talk like the people in this movie, like reciting scriptures all the time. And I, I just don't think it was a very good example of a faith-based film. I didn't care about this family. I think that Mark Lucas and Candice Cameron could have chemistry, but the script was the main problem. It was just very inauthentic, I think. So I think The Gift of Peace, as far as faith-based films, much better this year. All right, at number 117, I have Christmas in Wolf Creek, and this was on Up TV. And I guess this is a sequel, and I haven't seen the original, but I just didn't really like the lead character very much, and the whole conflict with the reindeer. I don't know, it just felt like is anybody really going to get that upset about not having live reindeer at your Christmas play? That like people aren't going to go. Like it just doesn't feel like much of a draw anyway. And I don't know. I just didn't think the acting was very good in this, and I just didn't enjoy it. At 116, I have A Fabled Holiday, which was just nutty. I didn't really understand the rules of this world or this this town. Can people leave? I don't know. I had a great time talking about it with Elisa, but it was just weird and I think unsuccessful. And I don't think that Ryan and Brooke had very good chemistry. And I don't know why they just keep putting Brooke Dorsey in these weird bad movies. We need her in a good movie. I mean, I guess she was in Dickens of a Holiday, but she's been in a lot of bad ones too. I don't know why. At number 115, I have Kirk Franklin's The Night Before Christmas. And this was really disappointing because I really enjoyed the last one. I thought it was such a good story and well done. This, I didn't really think the story was very good. Them getting snowed in at this church, and they had known each other in high school, but they didn't like recognize each other at all, which I don't think that would be the case. And you're supposed to buy this romance, and I don't think that was very well done. And this angel that's kind of visiting the teenage girl, and I don't know, I just didn't think any of it was done very well. It was a big step down from the previous film. 114, I have Christmas Bedtime Stories. And this one was pretty good for like 2/3 of the movie. I was enjoying it. The little girl was cute. Erin's always good. I liked her and Steve Lund. But then they have the guy, the soldier come back, which made no sense. There's no way that the army wouldn't have known that he was found, that he had come back, that he would show up at this dance. And it just made everything awkward and weird and wasn't the happy ending that they had built up to all the way through. So that was a big miss, I think. 113, I have the most colorful time of the year. You have pretty likable actors. And I kind of joked that this was the superhero origin story of Hallmark because when he gets these glasses, it's transformation is amazing. And it's just not accurate at all. My cousin's husband, who's an ophthalmologist, he basically explained that if you have this sort of monochromatic type of color blindness, you really are just technically blind because you can't see even like images. Everything's kind of blurry, and so yeah, there's no glasses that like change your. But it was nutty. At number 112, I have. Let's see here. At number 112, I have Christmas on the Slopes. This, unfortunately, I didn't think the lead was very good as far as acting, and their chemistry with Olivia Renard, who I love, was impacted by that. I mean, the story was pretty basic of her being this chef who has like 3 restaurants and like a mild following. She goes over to it's supposed to be like Switzerland or France or someplace like that. And she ends up meeting this chef on her vacation, ends up cooking with him. And it was pretty boring. I didn't think the chemistry was there. And it was her performance that I didn't love. At number 111, we have The Noel Diary, and this was on Netflix, and this is definitely well made, well acted, but I didn't really like the fact that they make her have a boyfriend, a fiance, and so like literally she cheats, like not just emotional cheating, like cheating, which makes it harder to get into the romance because you know that she's cheating. And I don't know. I just wish they hadn't had that. I mean, the rest of the story was fine about them trying to find this. They have this diary and trying to find. I think it was her mother. In essence, Adkins was really good as her mother. I love her. So it was well made, but I just didn't like the plot. At number 110, I have Royal Christmas on Ice. This one I watched, I think, on Hulu, I believe. Once they actually got to the skating, it was like kind of fun the last 30 minutes, but the preamble to that was really boring. A lot of time spent making cupcakes in this. They could have called it Cupcakes on Ice, I think. And they have Billy Baldwin barely in the movie. Yeah, it wasn't great. At 109, I have Designing Christmas. This one I actually thought used the HGTV person pretty well. Like I can tell she has some acting experience, and I felt like she really looked a lot like the lead actress. And they did have Jessica Sozar and Marco Gazzini did have nice chemistry, but she's not only is she engaged to another person, to Mikey Selkin, who of course we had on the podcast, enjoy him, but they're literally planning her wedding this whole time, and so that makes it harder to invest in the relationship because she's literally engaged to somebody else and yet she's kissing Marco Gazzini. And so I wish they hadn't had that as a plot. It wasn't very good, and that kind of brought it to 109. 108, I have A Christmas Masquerade. The plot wasn't the best in this. It was pretty boring. And you have, and in this one, you have Corey Lee just like in the apartment the whole time, babysitting basically. The thing I liked about the movie, though, was the 2 siblings, the brother and sister, were so snobby and over the top and funny that redeemed it a little bit, and I had a little bit of fun with it. Okay. Number 107, I have my favorite Christmas tree. This one, I was really looking forward to it because it has one of my favorite writers, Shannon Latimer, and I like Giles Panton a lot. But it was a lot of it was a research movie. She literally is a genealogy researcher, and his resistance to her didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Why he wouldn't, like, if he's trying to save his Christmas tree farm, like why he wouldn't want to talk to her, and I don't know. So he was a bit of a bit of an unlikable character. He also never wore a coat the whole movie. I'm like, I get it. It was probably filmed in July, but you need more than a vest if you're a Christmas tree farmer. But I don't know. It was just a little boring, this one for me. It wasn't terrible, but a little slow. Then we have at 106, we have The Sound of Christmas. This is kind of your take on your Mary Poppins kind of a thing or whatever, Sound of Music. With it has Soraya, I think. Anyway, it has the woman that she goes to work as a nanny for this family, for the single dad, and she starts to get feelings for him. And there's a lot of music, and this was more faith based than I thought it was going to be. And so the music was nice, but again, another one where you have a lot of catty women fighting, backfighting. I didn't really like that. His fiance and some of the other stuff. So ended at 106, but the music was good. 105, I have The First Noel. This is Noelle. This was on BET Plus. This is another one where you have a cat fight. You have a love triangle. I can't remember a whole lot else about it, to be honest. It has about 105. At 104, I have A Recipe for Joy. I did think the leads were pretty good in this. I liked them. I'd like to see them in something else. Aaron Augustino and Dylan Casey. I thought they were good, but it just was. Corey Lee's also in this too. It was just a little slow, this one for me. It was, sort of your baking food movie. So yeah, I give this one 104. Okay, 103 is Love at the Christmas Contest. And this one, the problem is that it's supposed to be this Christmas tree decorating costume, and the Christmas trees looked lame. They did not look like something special for Christmas tree decorating, but I do think the leads were pretty good. I hadn't seen them before. Samantha Cope and Ross Jurgel, and the little girl was really cute. So it's all right. Okay. 102, I have The Picture of Christmas. This was also with Giles Penton and also playing a Christmas tree farmer, which is kind of funny. And I'm so happy he's getting leads. And so this one, the little girl was really cute. It's your classic girl from the city comes to the country, falls in love with the Christmas tree farmer. Chelsea Hobbs is fun. This was totally basic, but fine. Then at 101, I have Undercover Holiday from Hallmark. I do think the chemistry was lacking a little bit. I don't really like the way they dressed her. I thought it was unflattering and I don't know, weird. Also, the way they did the sound mix was strange. I thought they didn't make her sound. She's a good singer, so I don't know why she sounded weird to me. But it had like fun moments. Their kiss, some of the jokes, the family moments, making tamales, stuff like that was fun. All right, so then we're at 100. Amazing. Okay, at number 100, I have A Christmas to Treasure. And this, I wanted it to be better. This is another movie starring a married couple that surprisingly doesn't have very good chemistry. I liked the idea of this treasure hunt, but it kind of ends midway through the movie and becomes this carnival movie. And the carnival was so lame. It just wasn't up to snuff. It's just supposed to be kind of magical and exciting. but I like everybody involved in this a lot. It just I think they needed another pass of the script. Number 99, I have Catering Christmas. This one, I think that Daniel Lissing, it might be his best performance. Don't kill me, Hardee's, but I thought he was really good in this and very charismatic. He can be kind of wooden on screen, in my opinion. But then you have Merritt Patterson, and they had pretty good chemistry. But the story just wasn't that interesting. It was a lot of party planning and a lot of getting ready for this party. And so it wasn't that fun. Number 98, I have my grown up Christmas list. This is one of the Christmas in July movies. Of course, you have another real life couple, and they had fine chemistry, but they weren't together for very much of the movie. And it was one of those movies where I just kept expecting something to happen, and then it didn't happen, especially when she goes over there. You expect there to be something that happens, and nothing happens. So you're just watching. I don't know. It was weird. It was like a slice of life movie that's a Hallmark movie. Very strange to me. So yeah, I have it at 98. At number 97, I have Wrapped Up in Love. This was on Lifetime. Really like the leads, Olivia Renaud, Brittany Bristow. And like, it's a fine story. Like, you see her kind of classic sort of Miracle on 34th Street type story with her wanting to get the new spot in the department store, but then the son of the department store owner comes in and he's got his own way of doing things and they clash. All that's fine. I enjoyed it, but it was also kind of poorly made. The sound mix was not good. The music was really loud and distracting. Usually, if you have background music, you don't want it to have lyrics. And I don't know if they were just trying to capture the kind of background noise of actually being in the department store, but it was really distracting and too loud. So at number 96, I have Christmas at the Drive-In. The first 30 minutes of this movie was rough. It was almost all in council meetings. It was these business meetings, city council meetings. It was so boring. But once they finally got to the drive-in and the romance kind of started, it worked pretty well. And I like Neil Bledsoe and I like Danica Fine. And so once it got there, it was actually kind of cute. And of course, I have a fondness for drive-ins and for movie theaters and stuff like that. So I have it at 96. And number 95, I have the Hip Hop Nutcracker. And this was fun from Disney on Disney Plus. It was this hip hop take on the Nutcracker story. Unfortunately, I didn't think the routines were that exciting. And that makes me sad, especially because it has Twitch, who passed away. I just I've seen all of these dancers on So You Think You Dance and other shows, and their dancing is so incredible. And I just felt like the dancing wasn't that great. So that was disappointing, but it was still fun and different, something different for the season, which I appreciate. 94, I have Christmas in the Pines. This one, these two people have this house, and the first person who leaves the house gives up ownership, which makes no sense. Once you get past that, it was actually kind of fun. Forced proximity story. Lee Allen Baker, I really enjoy her. So this one was an okay movie. 93, I have A Tale of Two Christmases. I just don't really understand this movie. I don't understand why we spent all of this time with the lawyer guy, who was like, seemed like to be a perfectly fine guy. It was weird. It was like that whole point was kind of wasted. There was no great lesson that she learned from being with nice lawyer guy, to all this. I don't know. I just felt like that whole part was just waste. I like Chandler Massey in that part. But it's like a fun concept, the sliding doors, but I don't think it was executed because there has to be one of the options that's like a lot less preferred, right? And that wasn't the case here. They were both perfectly nice, I thought. So 93 for me. 92, I have It's Christmas Again, and this is a faith-based film where the young man ends up back in Bethlehem, and he gets to see the birth of Christ and everything, and he learns a lot. That was all really nice. The music was hit and miss, especially when they were rapping. That was not great. The rapping, it felt like somebody really trying to be Hamilton, which don't try to be Hamilton. But I still liked the Jesus parts and the Bethlehem parts pretty good. 91, I have Reindeer in here. I think it's a weird title, but it was a perfectly cute little animated holiday special about the reindeer who doesn't really fit in and everything. So, yeah. At number 90, I have Dog Hound for the Holidays. And this was one of the Ion movies, and it was like fun. It was very campy, and so if you want something a little over the top and a little campy, her boss, it was just really silly. Of course, Vivica A. Fox is like her boss's boss, and yeah, it was fun. The romance wasn't the best. The dog was really cute. And so, yeah, I liked all of the Ion mysteries though. At number 89, I have Record Breaking Christmas. This was a fun idea. I liked the concept of her being a world record adjudicator. And I liked Michelle. We had her on the podcast. She's very fun. And the only thing I didn't like about this movie was that I didn't like that I felt like she was being shamed for doing her job. She's not a Scrooge because you didn't break the record. Like breaking a world record is really hard. So I didn't really like that part of it. But overall, it was fun. And I think Andrew Buchel is so charming. I really like him. And I think he's going to be he could be a big star in these movies if he wants to be. I think he was great. Number 88, I have Long Lost Christmas. And this definitely had some nice moments. I really liked Taylor Cole and Benjamin Ayers. I thought they had really nice chemistry. But in the story, like it's fine with her going back and trying to find her uncle who got separated from her mom during foster care. But I don't really understand why her uncle didn't reach out at all. It was a little confusing, and she gets so outraged, which is different than the book. But it was fine. This movie, I think I liked the relationship between her and her cousin. It was cute. And it's very cozy. The romance was very rushed, but I didn't mind it because they did have good chemistry. At 87, I have Inventing the Christmas Prince. And I think this is really cute. I think you do have to kind of suspend your disbelief as far as like, what is she going to eventually say to this little girl? That, I mean, it's a lot of lying to her daughter, but if you kind of suspend your disbelief and just accept the fantasy, I also felt like he was too negative for too long, and they really needed to warm him up sooner. I'm not sure what they were trying to do with that, but I think it affected the chemistry. You didn't really feel it between them, but it was cute. It had some fun moments. So 87. 86, I have Fit for Christmas. I really wanted to like this one more. I didn't dislike it, but it was very basic. The girl going back to the country from the city. She's got this kind of love triangle. It was fine. I just think it could have been much better. And like, if I could have done it, I would have had like them preparing for like a Christmas marathon or something like that, like lean into the fitness part more than they did. I think that would have been really funny. Instead, just this plot of saving the community center was kind of dry. And I don't know. I just think they could have done more fun things with it. 85, I have A Christmas Cookie Catastrophe. This definitely had some fun moments, some shenanigans, some chemistry between Rachel and Victor Webster. The payoff was pretty good at the end. So all that I liked. I just found some of the red herrings and some of the stuff in the middle to be a little boring, a little slow. But it was cute. So I have it at 85. At 84, I have Holiday Heritage. And this was a nice introduction to Kwanzaa. It was a lot of fun, especially the whole celebration at the end was the highlight of the film. I would kind of wish they'd gotten to Kwanzaa sooner. because that was what was special, and I just didn't really like the fighting between the grandma and Holly Robinson Pete. It just felt unpleasant and just not part of the spirit of the movie. And it's detracted from spending time with Lindy and Brooks Darnell, who I love, and they were great. They should be in more movies together. At 83, I have Destined at Christmas. This is kind of a serendipity type story. This was on Great American Family, but you can also watch it, I think, on Tubi and other places. I liked this probably the best out of any that were aired on that channel that I did see, which I missed a lot because they just weren't good. But this one was probably my favorite, even though it was the first one. Casey Elliott, charming, and the whole idea of they meet on Black Friday and have this great day, kind of serendipity like, and then have to try to find each other. It was fun. So I have that at 83. 82, I have Christmas in Toyland. This was one of the Christmas in July movies. I really like Jesse Hutch. I think that Vanessa Langries, I'm not sure how to say her name, sorry, are cute. This was, save the store kind of thing, but they actually didn't end up saving the store, which was interesting. These people take toy making extremely seriously. This is like their dream, which is fine, but it was cute. I enjoyed it, but it was pretty basic. 81, I have Christmas Party Crashers. This was on BET Plus. I really liked the two leads in this. Skye Townsend and Jamie Calica, they had really good chemistry. I would definitely use them again. And this idea of them kind of crashing these parties to try to get in for their ideas that they have and what they want to do was fun. But I still didn't like sort of the catty women. There's this other woman who's is Jamie Calica's boss, and so there's also relationships with. I can't remember everything, but I just didn't like some of the drama. Okay, number 80, I have Sensational Christmas. This was with Mikey Selkin and Nazneen Contractor, who I love both of them so much. It was a cute enough kind of story. I liked her dad. That was good. But the whole idea they're making all of these candles for this major business in this tiny little cabin, it didn't really make sense to me, but it was still cute enough. 79, I have Show Stopping Christmas. I guess I liked this more than most people did. I thought that Jamie Perez was really cute and sort of an ode to local theater, which, I love local theater, and to A Christmas Carol. And they have the sort of dual plot lines of sort of this Scrooge that wants to take down the theater while they're actually producing Christmas Carol. So you got kind of both things going on. I liked that. I thought it was good, but they definitely, I think, go a little overboard in how bitter this woman is. It's like a little much, I think, for this type of light, sweet story, and it could make the lead seem a little unlikable. So, yeah, that was a problem, but I still overall enjoyed it. At 79, at 78, I have A Miracle Before Christmas, and this was like a fun enough take on It's a Wonderful Life, except for the fact that like everybody is better off without her in the alternate life, which was very weird. Like literally her husband is happier and has this different wife and multiple kids. I don't know. It was just a strange version of It's a Wonderful Life, but it was well made, and I did like Keith David a lot. He is so good. So it was at 78. At 77, I have A Wesley Christmas. This was on BET Plus. This for the most part worked for me. Family story, getting everybody together. But it had a few darker storylines that I didn't think really worked very well. There's this whole Vietnam vet, which he would have to be so old to be a Vietnam vet now. And I don't know, just that whole plot line was just really intense for this like light, fluffy movie, I thought. So I don't know, that didn't work for me. 76, I have Santa Boot Camp. I mean, this was fun enough. Rita Moreno, and I really like Emily Kinney, and some of the things at the Santa camp were fun. Santa Boot Camp, but I don't know. It just all felt kind of basic to me. It wasn't that memorable, but it was like sweet enough. So I have it at 76. 75, I have something from Tiffany's. And this was, I thought, saved by the great chemistry of the stars. Really good. And they were both good in the leads. And with Zoe Douche and Kendrick Sampson. And but I didn't like the plot, the whole thing where they switch. Her fiance has his fiance's engagement ring. They switch bags at Tiffany's, and I don't know. I just didn't love that plot. And you kind of have emotional cheating going on, and people giving rings that aren't their own, and I didn't love that. So at 74, I have The Dog Days of Christmas. This was actually really pretty cute, with these dogs, and the relationship between the two leads was cute. Trying to get these dogs adopted by Christmas. So yeah, I don't remember a ton about it, but I have it at 74. 73, I have A Gingerbread Christmas. This was one of the one of the Food Network Discovery Plus movies. I think they had decent chemistry. Tia Sarkar and Mark Ben David. It was nice to see him. I haven't seen him since Good Witch. You have just barely any of Duff Goldman in this, and I think it would have been funny to have had this be more of a Jewish story if you have Duff Goldman. Like that would have been fun. They have the whole rival cookie place, cookie bakery. I felt like that all wasn't kind of needed, but it was fine. It was cute enough. I give it 73. 72, I have Rolling into Christmas. This was BT Plus. I liked both the leads. I liked the roller skating aspects of the story. Trying to save this roller rink, but they have her have this boyfriend where they have this really cringeworthy sex scene in the beginning with this boyfriend. So I guess you're supposed to get invested. But yet, she obviously, then they try to make him like the bad guy. And I was just like, why did you do that at the beginning? It was weird, but I did like the skating parts were fun. So that was 72. 71, Baking All the Way. So Corey Lee, I was so excited that she got to be a lead. And the story was cute of her trying to get this cookie recipe, and Jane Eastwood is always good. Yannick was fun. I don't think they had like the most amazing chemistry, but it was serviceable. And number 70, I have Holiday Hideaway. This was on BET Plus, and this one, the girl, she makes this huge Thanksgiving dinner for her family, and they all don't even appreciate it. They don't care. So she has this. She flips out, and she goes to this holiday hideaway. It was the best one of all of the. I think it's the highest I have a BET movie, if I'm not mistaken. It was the best one. It didn't have like the catty women. It did have one gold digger who's dating her father, but it was pretty minimal. It was pretty minimal compared to the rest of them. Okay, then at 69, I have One Delicious Christmas, and this was the, I think, highest on the Discovery Plus movies. In this, she's trying to save her restaurant. They bring in this different chef who has a new way of doing things, and they have Bobby Flay as kind of the food critic. And it was fun. It was something we've seen a lot, but I thought that they did have pretty good chemistry, and the script was pretty good. And I like this Alex Malari Jr. I think was good. Number 68, I have Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas. And this story, I mean, it is a little bit hard to believe that you wouldn't realize that you were, like, most people have answering machine messages, or that both of them wouldn't have, or that you wouldn't, I don't know, that you wouldn't realize that you'd made this mistake. But I liked the chemistry. Tyler's always great, have good chemistry. And it definitely had some emotional moments. The final kiss was really good. So yeah, I have it at 68. At 67, I have Tiny Home Christmas. I really liked the idea of this with these tiny homes. And I thought that was really creative. And like even in real life, I think that's a good idea to do. And I felt like they were too argumentative for too long. They need to make that switch. So they were a little unlikable, both the leads was my only downside, but I overall enjoyed it. At number 66, I have hashtag Xmas. I still hate this title. I think it's a terrible title, but it was pretty fun. I don't think the chemistry was great, but I think the script was actually pretty good. Definitely a take on Christmas in Connecticut. Then this fake life, and there was some humor. The relationship between her and her mother was really pretty hostile, and I was surprised how mean she was to her mother repeatedly. So that wasn't my favorite, but it was fun. At number 65, I have this Search for the Secret Santa. This was one of the Ion movies, and this has a lot of research, so it was a little slow for me, but overall, it was rewarding, and I liked the couple, and the story was fun, and Jacquet is always good, and putting together all these lost couples with these clues was fun. So I have it at 65. At 64, I have Christmas on Mistletoe Lake. This was better than I expected. You have this woman who is there to kind of I forget, she's going to sell the harbor. But of course you have Corey Sevier, who has a boat on the harbor. She ends up staying there. The little girl was really cute. They had some nice swoon-worthy moments when they're dancing, or uh, and I'd watch it again. I enjoyed it. 63, I have We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So this is another one of our kind of a marriage and crisis stories on Hallmark, and I don't think I really love those as much as the other romances. It's fine for a variety, I guess, but they've done enough of them now that I just don't think the magic is quite the same. But I do like Christopher Plaha and Marcel Nichols. I think they're both really good, and they did have chemistry. I wanted them to figure things out. It was fun to have Pascal Hutton in, and it was just kind of nutty with this whole inn that you end up staying there. It's like the fabled Holiday Inn. Um, so it had it at 63. At 62, I have Noel Next Door. There's another Corey Sevier one with Natalie Hall. I kind of felt for him because, like, why is this kid keep, when he's asked not to play soccer in his yard? I like, why doesn't he find some other place to play? And why don't they make the tree safe so that he's not going to trip over it with his walker? I don't. So like his complaints didn't seem all that Scroogey to me, but I liked him and Natalie. They were really sweet together, and so overall, it was cute. 61, I have a New Orleans Noel. Real life couple that actually has chemistry is fun. Patti LaBelle is good. And her sort of kind of grappling with the idea of like this happy family and it making her kind of uncomfortable was interesting to kind of explore anxiety. I liked that. And it's another movie with no snow from this year, which was kind of shocking. So I had it at 61. At 60, I have Planes, Trains, and Christmas Trees. This one was really helped by Catherine Davis and Olivia Nod's great chemistry. They'd worked together in Christmas on Fifth Avenue, which I loved so much. And so their chemistry kind of carried it. The plot is like nothing special. And I think the title makes you think this is going to be this road trip movie, but it's really not. They're like stuck in this small town. So I don't know why they named it that. 59, I have Marrying Gay. This is from the studio with Kristen Tello Films with Christian Baker, and this was just really sweet and joyful. And she does such a good job of making these films that make you feel good and that are just really pleasant for that audience. There's not enough people making those movies. 58, I have We Need a Little Christmas. And this was a sweet story with Eric Durant's dealing with the grief. And I like Lynn Whitfield. She was really good. And the relationship between her and the little boy, I thought the little boy was so cute. And I understand why they didn't have a kiss at the end, but I did kind of miss it. But I understand. 57, I have The Christmas Retreat. And this was cute. Again, kind of basic. We've seen it a lot with these two are forced proximity in this same retreat. It's a whole hotel, but I like Clayton James and I like Rhiannon Fish a lot and their chemistry. And I also liked the mom having a romance. It was kind of fun. So that was cute. Let's see. Whew. At 56, I have Holly and the Hot Chocolate, and this was the QVC movie, and it was actually pretty fun, and the script was well done. It was very self-aware. They had a lot of jokes kind of about Christmas movies and Christmas and those kinds of things. I think they have this amazing hot chocolate that the guy from QVC, the chef, is selling, and she's asked to find the recipe for the hot chocolate, and he's like this Christmas grump. It was cute. I enjoyed it. And then at 55, I have A Cozy Christmas Inn. And yeah, I liked this pretty well. It was a good story. I liked all the nods to Christmas Under Wraps. Jodie Sweetin is good, and the whole thing with like the telescope and her and David O'Donnell had pretty nice chemistry. I thought it was overall an enjoyable film. And then 54, I have 5 More Minutes, moments like these that you have. I think Ashley Williams really elevating everything because I hated the last one, even with Nikki DeLoach. This one was a lot better than that. And I thought she had pretty good chemistry with Lucas Bryant. It was just all the sort of we're going to tear down this architecturally significant house to build condos or whatever. I don't know. That whole part of it I didn't love. But it was okay. Then at 53, I have A Maple Valley Christmas. And this one had like the earliest kiss of recent memory in a Hallmark movie. It was like at the 18-minute mark, and I was like, whoa. And so that was interesting. But the family was pretty good. I loved the Christmas tree outside, this huge Christmas tree. It was gorgeous. And yeah, Andrew Walker was pretty good. Like, and his relationship with his dad was pretty well done, and I felt like the sister was pretty difficult. You know, like she has all these opinions, but she doesn't seem to be really like going to work and making things happen. And so I don't know. I didn't love her, but yeah. And then her mom's going to Italy. That was different. But it was okay. I enjoyed it. Then 52, I have our Italian Christmas Memories. And I thought that Beau Bridges was pretty good. I like Sarah Power. I'm Marquesian. How do you say Markian Tarasuk. He was in a bunch of things this season, and he's very dreamy. And you know, my grandfather had Alzheimer's. So we had a time when he got lost, and so that whole thing really definitely rang true. And it's, you know, such a hard thing to experience, but I think they could have made the final cell with the red sauce even more like made it more glamour shoddy than they did, but it was okay. Then Christmas with You. This was pretty decent little the rock star comes to see the girl who made this video about her, this YouTube video. She starts working with Freddie Prinze Jr., who's the girl's dad, to write a song. They have this chemistry. It's cute. I enjoyed it. 51. At 50, I have Steppin' Into the Holiday. I actually don't think that Mario Lopez and Jenna Kramer had very good chemistry, but the dancing was super fun. So that's the reason to watch this movie. I really enjoyed that. Okay. At 49, I have Single and Ready to Jingle. I really like Natasha Wilson. I think she was up for the comedy in this movie when she ends up in Alaska. And I thought she had pretty decent chemistry with Edward Ruddle that worked well enough. And so it ended up at 49. I like the whole concept of her accidentally going to St. John's, Alaska instead of St. John's, the island. 48, I have A Royal Corgi Christmas. I really liked the guy in this, the prince, Jordan Renzo. He was very good. I really like Hunter King. The dogs were cute. That's all I really needed for this one. 47, I have The Gift of Peace. This was a well-done faith-based film that's just about these characters and their experience. And I thought Brennan and Nikki were really good together, and all the other stories were good. You've got Cardi Wong, who's one of my favorites. He was good. Another one where they didn't have a kiss at the end, which I understand because she's grieving, but I still miss it. But it was well done, faith-based film. So 46, I have 'Twas the Night Before. Oh wait, no, I don't want that there. Sorry, I have that at the wrong place. Let me fix it. Sorry. Okay, fixed it. Okay, at 46, I have The Holiday Stocking. I liked this. I thought it was well done. I liked the whole thing of the sisters, like, and it being focused on the brother trying to help the sisters renew their bond. I liked that. I thought that was really good. And a different kind of story. But I felt like the sisters were a little cold, and since their brother had just died, and they didn't seem sad about it hardly at all, which was a little weird. But I thought it was good. 45, I have Christmas at the Golden Dragon. I liked most of these stories, but I felt like they should have limited maybe 2 of them, and just to give more time for all of our stories. And this is another one that has Marky and Tarasuk, and he was good. He was charming, and I probably would have gotten rid of Barbara Niven and Sarah Canning's stories because that was just very deep and intense, heavy. And I don't think they had enough time to really do it justice. But I really liked everything at the Golden Dragon, and I liked the siblings, and the main relationship was good. Also, the relationship with the brother and the girl that he had dissed unknowingly at prom, that was cute. Okay, 44, I have Campfire Christmas. Really enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun in July. It was nice to have a real Christmas in July movie. I liked all of the cast, the ensemble. I like having Tori Anderson, Corbin Bleu. I thought they were good together. So it was a fun summer Christmas movie, which you don't get very often. 43, I have a Big Fat Family Christmas. And actually, I have that. Sorry, I have that higher. I forgot to change this list. Let me fix it. Sorry. Okay. I think I fixed it all now. Sorry. Okay, now I'm ready. So at 43, I have Jolly Good Christmas. I enjoyed this. I know a lot of people were really hung up about the accent. That wasn't a deal breaker for me. I still thought that they had nice chemistry and I liked the plot. It was a lot of fun. I liked the shenanigans that happened. So it was at 43. 42, I have A Christmas Spark. Enjoyed this. It was a more mature love story. You have great chemistry, obviously, between Joe Lando and Jane Seymour. I liked the fact that the daughter wasn't difficult. You know, she was just like, go do your thing, get out of my house. That was funny. At 41, I have A Christmas Mystery. This is a lot of fun. I think the whole family will enjoy this movie. You had characters that I think every part of a family will relate to. There were teenage characters, there were younger characters, there were adults, everything. And the mystery was enjoyable. The mystery of the Christmas bells. If you like something like Harriet the Spy, then you'll enjoy this movie. At 40, I have Meeting Mr. Christmas. Now, this is a party planning movie, and usually I'm not a big fan of those, but I really enjoy both these leads a lot, and so that kind of elevated it. And the script and the banter, and they have enough like fun activities when they're making candy in the snow, and they go sledding, and uh, then then they so that one was fun. I like Madison a lot, so I hope he gets more leads after this. 39, I have When Christmas Was Young. This is one of the CBS ones, and the first like 30 minutes, he is really unlikable. They definitely lean into the Scrooge kind of aspect of it, and I was like, can he be redeemed in the story? But somehow he was. And I do think they had good chemistry. And by the end, I was kind of rooting for them. I'd watch it again. So I think the song could have paid off better and been like more of a great song. Then at 38, I have Falling for Christmas. This was our Overboard remake with Lindsay Lohan, and I think it's actually an improvement upon Overboard. I liked the comedy. I thought it was fun. Like when she's trying to make a bed, that was hilarious. So I'd watch this one again. 37, I have When I Think of Christmas, and this Shanae Grimes, Nile Mater. I just thought they had really good chemistry, and I really liked the mid-movie kiss in this movie. And I don't know, I liked her and her mom, played by Beth Broderick. I thought was well done, and Beth Broderick gets a little romance, and I always like seeing that. Mark Humphrey is really good, so I liked it more than most people. It seems like. 36, I have A Kismet Christmas. This was very clever. I never heard of this idea of Kismet cookies, but I guess it's like a real tradition, a real lore. I like Sarah Ramos. I hope she keeps doing these. The little girl was really cute. Carlo Marx was good. I didn't like the when showing them when they were young. The preamble at the beginning, that wasn't my favorite, but overall, I mean, Marilu Henner, she's really good. It was fun. Then at 35, I have A Country Christmas Harmony. I love Brooke Elliott. She's one of my favorites. She has such good chemistry with Brandon Quinn. And I was surprised how kind of harsh he was at the beginning towards her, but their chemistry and when they have that dance, I thought was really good. And I liked the ending that he decides to move to Nashville with her, because being with her is more important than anything else. So I really enjoyed that. Okay, then at 34, I have Scrooge: A Christmas Carol. I definitely liked this more than most, it seems like. I thought it was really good. The animation, I thought it was creative. I really loved the songs. I thought were good. A lot of from the 1970 Scrooge, but I enjoyed it. And then at 33, I have A Big Fat Family Christmas. I liked this. I actually had to watch it twice because I don't know, I was distracted. I just didn't get to watch it well the first time. I was a little bored by it, but then the second time it really got me, and especially when she loses that money. I just felt so bad for her. And so when she sings the "Oh Holy Night" in Cantonese, that really meant something. And Tia Carrere was hilarious. So I enjoyed that. 32, I have My Southern Family Christmas. I liked this one quite a bit. Another snowless Christmas movie. You got Ryan Rotman with the nerdy glasses. I like that. JC Elliott is great. You're just kind of waiting for her to break the big news that she's the daughter. But yeah, I liked all of the Southern traditions. The Cajun traditions were new and fresh. Then 31, I have A Prince and the Pauper Christmas. This was one of the Ion mysteries, but you have a thief and a prince that look exactly the same, that are the same actor, and they end up in this shenanigans trying to catch these other thieves. And you have Brittany Underwood that plays this federal agent, and she was really good, I thought. And there was just the actor who plays the prince, Jonathan Stoddard, was having a lot of fun playing these two roles, so it was enjoyable. Then at 30, uh, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. This was really funny, and I appreciated the fact that they gave Mantis more to do, some vindication, because I felt like she was treated really poorly in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So I was so happy for her to have her moment to shine. And I think the whole aesthetic of Christmas works so well in Guardians of the Galaxy with the sort of the 1970s kind of style. I think it works really well with Christmas, and Kevin Bacon. That was really funny. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. Then at 29, I have A Christmas Story Christmas. I really think it was smart to make Ralphie a writer and have him come back. And I think Julie Haggerty was a great choice to play the mom. And it did have some nostalgia, but I don't think it had too much. And I think it was really like about the best you could make this movie and the story. And I enjoyed it. 28, I've Heard the Bells, and this I saw in the theater. This is about Longfellow and his grief over the loss of his wife, also his son going off to war. And I thought it was a really well done movie, faith based film, but well done and moving. And his story, how he wrote the famous hymn. At 27, I have Christmas Class Reunion. I feel like I liked this more than most. I thought it was really funny, and I enjoyed the whole ensemble. And I like Tanner Novlin. He was on the podcast. He was great. I thought he had really good chemistry with Amy. The only thing is, I kind of wish that they hadn't had her spend as much time with the other guy, with Marshall Williams, because it took away from time with Tanner. So at 26, I have 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And this was nutty and funny and clever. And I didn't know that there was this debate about the origin of the poem. And I guess this mock trial is a thing that actually happens, that they do. We got an email from the people who do it. It was pretty fun. And I really liked the leads. I thought they were really good. Tori DeVito and Zane Holtz. It was very good. At 25, I have A New Divas Christmas Carol. I think Ashanti is a good pick to replace Vanessa Williams, and I really liked the three ghosts. They were really fun. And, you definitely, if you're going to have Vivica Fox and Robin Givens, Eva Marcel, then they have them the whole time, and because that you just got to do it if you have those three women. So that was fun, as opposed to separating the ghosts. But I think that this is about as good of a update on the Divas Christmas Carol as you could do. At 24, I have Mickey Saves Christmas. This was a stop motion short that is so cute. I really liked seeing Mickey as stop motion. That was adorable. So it's just a sweet little holiday short. At 23, I have Haul Out the Holly. I know a lot of people have this higher, but I did enjoy it. It didn't make my top 10 of Hallmark. But when you include everything else, that's just where it ends up. But it was very silly. I would not want all of the Hallmark movies to be this silly, but Melissa Peterman was so funny, and as something to add some spice to the season, I think it was good. Um, okay, then at 22, I have The Royal Nanny, and I really thought this was cute. I liked Dan Jeannotte. I thought he was fun. The kids were cute. I liked Rachel Scarston. The whole espionage kind of element to it was just something fun and different. I thought it was well done. 21, I have Lights, Camera, Christmas. I really enjoyed the chemistry between Kimberly Sested and John Brotherton. John Brotherton was like perfect for this role. He was so fun. And I think they could have leaned even more into the behind the scenes of the Christmas movie making process. Hollywood Christmas, I think we'll talk about that in a second, but I think it does it even better. But it was still fun, and Lara Solstice was really good as her mom, the super fan. At number 20, I have the 12 Days of Christmas Eve. This was kind of your Groundhog Day time warp kind of story. Kelsey Grammer with his daughter Spencer Grammer. I thought that this was really solid. It doesn't have a romance, so if you're interested in that, but it was well written. You really see him grow throughout each of the days that he experiences, and Kelsey Grammer's a really good actor. So yeah, so that's 20. At 19, I have This Is Christmas. This is the from the UK. It was really cute story about this guy who decides he sees these same people on the train every single day. So he decides, let's have a Christmas party where we can all get to actually know each other. And so then you follow each of the different people on the train. It does have a romance, but it's not a huge romance. They are both with other people, but those and pretty naturally, I would say. And it's just like a really sweet, uh, heartfelt story. So with everybody in this train. There we got a comment. So thank you. You're extremely dedicated to watch 128 movies in such a short period of time. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, then at 18 is where I have A Hollywood Christmas. I really thought this was funny, and this was actually shot at the Warner lot, which is fun because I went and visited the Warner lot in August. Jessica Vaughn and Josh Swickard, they were really funny. Missy Pyle was hilarious as it's like over the top. Yeah, it was just a well written script, made me laugh. I thought a lot of satire about this whole Christmas movie making thing. I loved her assistant, who's always constantly pointing out, like, it's just like a Christmas movie. That's good. Okay, at number 17, I have The Case of the Christmas Diamond. This was from Ion. This was my favorite. I liked how it's all just set in this one house, and you got all the characters kind of like Clue or Knives Out. I enjoyed it. Who's the one that stole the diamond? I liked that. Number 16, I have 6 Degrees of Santa. I really liked the story. I really liked Catherine Davis and Steve Lund together. I thought they did a great job. The roller skating scene was so good. One of my favorites of the year. So if you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. Number 15, I have A Holiday Spectacular. I really liked this one from Hallmark. And I liked that they did a period piece. And the chemistry between the two leads was really good. And I love the Rockettes. And so I was very excited for it. And I thought it paid off. It may not be historically accurate, but I thought it was a really well-made movie. At 14, I have Spirited. This was our musical on Apple, the behind the scenes of the Christmas caroling. And I think Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell have great chemistry. I really liked all the songs. The choreography was really great. It was fun to interview the costume designer, Aaron Bennick. So yeah, it's at 14. At 13, I have Holiday Harmony. I really liked the chemistry. I really, really liked how they did the story. I mean, we've seen it before, but I thought it was really well done. Brooke Shields is really good. I really liked Annalise, the lead. beautiful voice, beautiful singer. So I think it was very well done for this kind of film. Number 12, I have Santa's Got Style. This was so fun, so silly, but I really liked Franco being friend zoned by Catherine Davis. I love her, obviously, and him being the Santa. Santa's Got Style. It was funny. I enjoyed it. Number 11, I have All I Didn't Want for Christmas. And so you have Gabby Sidibe writing this like letter to Santa about all of her gripes and what she doesn't like. And this, I think, if you have somebody that doesn't like these Christmas movies, I think they might like this. I thought it was really funny. And it also has Andrew Buchel, who is just so great. I love him. And Loretta Devine, really funny. She has this wig she literally can put ornaments on the wig. And I thought that was really funny. It just was enjoyable. Okay, now we're getting to the top 10. Whew. Number 10, I have The Holiday Sitter. I thought this was so funny, so swoon-worthy, so well written. I really like the whole plot of his sister going to adopt this baby. Baby was adorable. Him helping his niece and nephew and their whole plot lines. And when he finally has the big conversation with his sister about about his struggles, accepting that he can have a like a normal life. I thought that was so well written. The script was so good in this. I thought really heartwarming. Number 9, I have A Walton's Thanksgiving. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was so heartwarming. I love this family. I loved the one last year, but I think I like this one even more. I just love all of these characters, and I just wish that we could get a full series because I think it's so well done. Number 8, I have Three Wise Men and a Baby. And this was really funny. I enjoyed all the performances and the chemistry between the three guys. It was just very refreshing and a well written script. So it ended up at number 8. Number 7, I have In Merry Measure. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought that they had great chemistry. I really liked the story. And I liked that the near kiss was intentional and there was a reason for it. And I liked it. It rang true for me because I had a choir teacher that was all about winning. So uh, I kind of wish that I had somebody like Patty Murin to come in and save the day back when I was in high school. It was great, I thought. And number 6, I have Merry Texmas. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought I loved the premise. I loved the two leads. I loved the whole family. I loved all of the Oaxaca, Mexico traditions. The fact it was all filmed there, like things like the radish sculptures and breaking the plates. I thought that was all so unique. And the big parade at the end was so fun. I loved it. I thought it was a very well written, well done script. The dancing, so good. Number 5, I have Reindeer Games Homecoming. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought they, again, had great chemistry. I loved the whole scene where he literally is begging her, please, 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 please. That's so good. Brian Sills, I thought was great in this. I loved it. I love Sarah Drew. And I thought it was a very well done script for her first time. Number 4, I have Must Love Christmas. This was a big surprise. I just loved how they kind of interwove romance novels and her experience at the same time, and him being this reporter and writing the piece about her. And I loved the side romance in this. I thought it was so good between her assistant and the photographer at his magazine. I thought this was such a good script. So it ended up at number 4. Number 3, I have Ghosts of Christmas Always. I absolutely loved this movie. Going back in behind the scenes of the Christmas Ghost, I thought was really clever. And the whole story that as it unwinds, you get little clues all the way along of who she might have been and what's happening. I thought it was great. A great script. Number 2, I have Hanukkah on Rye. I absolutely Loved this movie. I thought it was so well written. The script was great. It didn't feel a need to explain Hanukkah to me. It just showed the characters and their experience, and that's all you need to do. I loved the chemistry. I loved the writing, the whole thing of them writing each other along the way. That was so good and so well done. And I loved the families. I thought it was such a good screenplay. And my number one Christmas movie 2022 is well suited for Christmas. I think this is just about a perfect script. I absolutely loved it. I loved all of the moments when she's trying to like measure him, and he's saying she's totally irresistible, and when he's walking her to her door, and maybe I just like looking at you. I just that whole scene was perfect. I absolutely loved their chemistry. I loved their performances. I thought it was great. It just had it all. It was perfect as far as I'm concerned. So there you go. That's my number one. Let me know what you think. And we're going to have much more videos coming out this week and next week, some more lists and other things. But I just thought since I'm snowed in, might as well do this. And I thought it would be fun. So let me know what you think. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you'd like other live streams like this. I would love to hear. And I would love to hear your thoughts about any of these films. And this was a lot of fun. So thanks so much. And please check out the Patreon. That is the biggest way that you can help us. And we have an awesome patron watch along this month with James Denton. So you get a really amazing access to stars and other things joining the Patreon for very cheap. So please take a look at that. I would really appreciate it. And we also have the merch store. And even this shirt I'm wearing right now, you can get at the merch store. So check that out. And thanks again. We'll talk to you all later. Merry Christmas.